being up 2 goals. I've said this to you guys before. 2 goals is hard. Next goal wins, right? So the Wings get it 5-2. Okay, you probably can win that game, even if they got to score 3. But when they score, it's 4-3. They get the momentum. Then it's 4-4. And I was like, at that point, I knew, okay, they're going to come back. Fine, let's take it to overtime. But they kept scoring. We couldn't stop them. Yeah. So next thing I know, we're down 5-4, 2 minutes. I'm like, oh no. So at that point, it was over, right? I'm like, okay, that's just unfortunate. Now, again, I think this is coaching. I go back to Blashill and coaching. I think that coaching, he has to do something with these guys to get them ready for this and to practice and get them in the right mental headspace to do this. That's why I don't think Blashill's the guy. He does, he says it's a young team, and it is a young team. And you guys I'd love your opinion, but I think Blashill needs to do a better job in getting these guys prepared to do this. He's going to leave it up to the guys, and it is up to the team. But the coaches can make plays. The coach can change up the lines, right? Was he changing the lines the right way? I don't think so. He could have changed stuff up. He could have changed up the defensive pairings. He could have done a lot of things. He could have taken another timeout. In my opinion, I just think that, that was a game we shouldn't have lost. So,
right.
So, John, I know you had some thoughts about this, and Miko probably has some questions. So I welcome those.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm with you on the fact that it's coaching. Just thinking about it now, Blashill saying that this is a young team. I mean, I think that's a total cop out, because I mean, you didn't hear Aaron Glenn up on the podium being like, well, we're starting 2 undrafted free agents and AJ Parker and Bobby Price. Like, no, those guys, he got those guys playing well. He schemed, he knew what he had, and they drew up a scheme or a system or game plan for the fact that they have 2 UDFAs playing cornerback. Like, that's your job as coach, to assess what you have and mitigate your weaknesses and leverage your strengths. That's, I think, like, that really, when you break it down, whether you're coaching baseball, basketball, hockey, football, soccer, it doesn't matter. Like, that's your job as a coach, to take stock of what you have, mitigate the weaknesses, leverage the strengths.
I agree.
And the fact that he's up there saying, oh, well, we have a young team, like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. But that's your job.
hey, Blashill.
Blow out your rear end.
Can I push back on that a little bit?
Sure.
And this is
little, not much though.
Because I agree that, like, yes, it is a coach's job to assess his talent and to make the necessary adjustments. The reason I would, and it's more so the analogy, right, of comparing what Aaron Glenn did with his undrafted free agents and what Blashill is doing with the Wings. When the Lions did get blown out, though, right? Like, no, he didn't say it every week, but when the Lions lost and it was on the defense, those excuses came up, right? It was quickly brought up. Of like, hey, we have undrafted free agents, we have young guys, we have, we're dealing with injuries. Like, it was a quick reminder to people, this is what's happening. I don't think there's anything wrong when, again, if your defense wasn't supposed to be a strength, if the Wings went into the season and their defense was supposed to be a strength and this stuff was happening, then yes, I think it's fair game to criticize the coach, because it's like, well, hey, this is what we expected you to be best at, or we expect this to be a better quality of the team, and you guys aren't living up to the standard. But if it is a young team, and if you're, Scott, one thing that you have been preaching is like, hey, they're going to need to learn how to win. They're going to need to learn how to do these things.
Yeah, they got to learn how to close out games.
To me, this is like, it's a disgusting bump in the road, but it is. I think it's how
part of it.
Yeah, it's like, no.
Fair.
Does anybody want to see their team give up 5 goals? No, right? Nobody would want to see nobody would want to see the Lions give up 5 touchdowns in a quarter. But if you understand, well, hey, this team is rebuilding, this type of stuff shouldn't happen. If it was happening all season, then I think you guys would have a great point here about Blashill's not making the right adjustments.
On the road, it's been happening.
Yeah, but you've also said that that's also a struggle.
Young team traveling. Yep.
So it's like, I feel like, this is a young team. You know that they're going to struggle like this. You just don't want to see it happen, maybe to certain extremes that it's happening and in certain situations.